Hi guys, welcome back to Taking Charge with Tamiko. Today's video, I just wanted to share with you some of the things from our garden. As most of you guys may or may not know, I'm vegetarian. So every year, my husband and I, for the last 3 years, we've been planting a garden. This year, our crops wasn't so great. There were quite a few things that we planted that didn't take. Some of it was the bugs got to it, and some of it, well, we're in Wisconsin and the weather here just kind of sucks. So that plays a huge part in it too, because we have to plant our crops so late in the year. So we had planted cauliflower, broccoli, corn, and some other things, and those things did not take too well. So I just want to show you guys some of the things that we do have. So as you can see, we have cucumbers, all kind of cucumbers, all sizes. Look how big this one is. But we have, as you can see, all size cucumbers. And then we have tomatoes. As you can see, some of them are really red, and we just took them out of the garden. Got them in my little basket. But then we have some of the tomatoes that are still kind of green. So there's about 3 of those that I'm taking in today that I'm going to do fried green tomatoes. I really like fried green tomatoes, and I don't really have them too often, but I bought these 3 in, and that I'm going to just make fried green tomatoes with. But as you can see, we have cucumbers, tomatoes, and then just those little green ones. In our garden too, let me just show you guys a small little part of it, because we're in the end of it now, basically. So there's not a whole lot except for the cucumbers. So as you can see, there's some of the cucumbers. There's some that's still kind of yellow, as you can see, still growing in, but already pretty massive. Look how big this one is coming in to be already. So some of them are massive size, but still growing in. And then there's some of the tomatoes that we have coming in that are still green. There's a bunch of them here that are kind of turning red. There's some more here that are still green, but turning a little bit. Some of them are smaller over here. And then we still have more cucumbers growing over here. And we were growing watermelons, but as you can see, there's just this one little watermelon. It's pretty small, so I don't think it's going to do too well. Then there's more tomatoes, and then look, finally our little peppers are coming in that took forever to start. We thought that they weren't going to take off, but there's about 3. And then as you can see, some of our baby cucumbers are still growing. And then finally over here we have pumpkins. So we have a smaller one here. Then look at this one. It's huge. I mean, huge. If you could see it, it's bigger than a basketball. So that one is really big. There were a lot more of them, but they didn't take too well. So then we have one right here that's just coming in. So we have a total of 3 pumpkins. Again, there were a lot more, but our crops just didn't do too well. Like you can see here, we had corn, and the bugs and stuff got to it, so the corn didn't grow in too well. My husband is really disappointed about that. And then we still have more cucumbers growing in over here. So there's a cucumber right there. And then there are some more pretty big cucumbers that we have growing in right there. So our crops didn't do everything that we expected them to do this year. So I guess we're hoping and praying that next year will be a better year. And last year we also had a pretty good year. The pumpkins were kind of my ideal for the grandkids. We have 2 grandsons. We have Caden and Jace, and they're probably not going to make it to the pumpkin farm this year. So then they'll be able to grab pumpkins from Yaya and Papa's yard. So far we have 3, which would be perfect. We can give 1 to each one of them, and then usually in the fall we'll have a pumpkin setting on our porch too. So we have 3, so that's kind of perfect. Was expecting more, but hey, I guess it is what it is. And I'm just kind of you know, thankful for the crops that we did have come in. But as I said, normally my husband does have a lot more because he does most of the work. I'm the vegetarian, but he does most of the gardening. But yeah, check that out. It's like I went to a little market, got everything in my basket. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. That's all I have for now. So again, thank you for joining Taking Charge with Tamiko. If you haven't subscribed already, please do hit that notification button so you'll know when I post new videos. And thank you for joining me. You guys have a great rest of the day. Bye for now.